In the name of Almighty Allah, most merciful and most compassionate. My dear students, I hope you are all fine, doing good, and life has been treating you all. So please, most welcome for our lessons. Today I'm going to talk about Unit 14 or chapter number 14, completing the preliminary draft. This is Assistant Professor Ahmad Tasal, Hazraty, Master of Education and teaching English to the speakers of other languages. My dear students, if you want to get our more videos or lessons, please subscribe our channel, Elite Learning Academy. Today I'm going to talk about chapter number 14, which is in two sections or phases, and I'm going to explain the first phase. Completing the preliminary draft. In this lesson, I'm going to answer question number first, which is what is complete preliminary draft. It means what it is and what should be in the complete preliminary draft. Beside of this, I'm going to talk about the next part, which is what is the aim of this stage. Why we're working on this stage? Is it important? Why? If not, why? In addition to this, I'm going to talk about how to organize the information. So these are the three questions which would be discussed in chapter number 14. And moreover, I'm going to talk about how to keep the readers in mind. The techniques that we have to keep the readers in mind. What are the techniques in order to take into account in order to have better readers, and the reader's mind should be clear about the ideas that we are going to make it in our paper. So, the first question, what is complete preliminary draft? Complete preliminary draft should have the following items. The first, there should be a cover page, there should be thesis statement in outline and text of the paper. If you all remember, in the preliminary draft we talked that there should be only body, not introduction and not conclusion. But in the complete preliminary draft or complete draft or first draft, there should be cover page, thesis statement in outline and text of the paper. Text of the paper means there should be introduction, there should be body or developmental part of the section or text, and there should be conclusion. And the last thing that we are going to work on is bibliography. And beside bibliography, we can attach any appendices that we or project that we work during our research project. Although this is the first step, it should be neat and clear. We have to work as much as possible. We need to be a little bit controlled, and we need to be free of some of the errors. So what is the aim of the preliminary draft? Its aim is to bring together all of its parts. In the preliminary draft, which is only the body, not the introduction and not the conclusion. So in this part, the first aim is to complete all parts. It means we have to bring the introduction, body, and conclusion. The aim of the stage is to bring all the parts together. The introduction, the body, and conclusion. So the next aim of this part of the research process is to organize and reorganize words, phrases, classes, sentences, paragraphs, and larger unit of the paper. So now we are going to talk about the importance of the stage. What is the importance of the complete preliminary draft? The process of this stage is the same like the final draft, but we do it here because two. First, helped by instructor in each section of the paper. So this is the first draft, and we will get many feedbacks from the instructors, from the teachers to give it and bring some of the correctness, and we move to the control part. So in this part, we are going to start from the small grammatical mistake in format to larger issues of overall organization and coherence of the paper. So now we are going to talk the parts. The first part of the completing the preliminary draft is the cover page. So let me explain what is cover page. In academic paper, it has no purpose other than clear look to your paper and help the teacher keep track on the paper. So we are developing this for two purposes. The first, it is an introduction to the project, and it's going to make the concept of the reader clear, or the concept of the teacher or instructor who give us the feedback. He should be clear of the topic or of the cover page, what is in this paper or what is in this project. So your cover page should have the following parts. First, there should be a title in the center. In the center of the A4 paper, there should be a title of your project. A title of the project should be the name of your project. It is the introduction, it is the name. It should give enough information about the project, what the project is. There should be a suspension. It should not be a complete sentence. We are going to talk about this later, but it should be in the center. Below the title, you should write your name, your class or course number, the instructor's name, and the date. These should be in the cover page. These are the essential information which should be stuck at the start or the start of the project in order to make the reader's mind clear about the intended reading or text or project. This is a model of the cover page. Let's see, at the top we have Islamic Republic of Afghanistan, Ministry of Higher Education, Nangarhar University, Language Center, Teacher Faculty, English Department. So we have below in the middle part of the A4 paper, direct quote and ideas in a paper. It's a title. So it should be in the middle. And below that, course. What is the course? For example, research. Instructor, for example, Hazraty. And that we should give the date. That's the model of the cover page. So title. So now let's talk about the characteristic of the title. Title should have, for example, it should be phrase, not a complete sentence, because a complete sentence cannot be the title, because they give the complete information, but there should be, in order to have the suspension, so we need to have a short word or phrase in order. It should be a quiet introduction for the readers. It should not be too long, too vague. We cannot bring a very long title, but we can bring, how we can make it shorter. For example, we can use different classes. It should not be too short too. It should not be only one word. It should be, I think, phrase and many other things, but not a complete sentence. If we want to have a long title, then we can add a subtitle after a colon. The subtitle is followed by the colon in order to introduce the first or main title. So the next part that should be in the completing preliminary draft is the thesis statement and outline. So these things are mentioned many more times because to make the reader's mind clear and to be into the point. It is required to direct the instructor understanding the intent structure of your paper. We are studying the preliminary draft, in the part of the preliminary draft, the thesis. It means the main problem or question or gaps that we are going to solve in outline, the ideas, because in many times we are observing or seeing all the papers. In order to be in track, instructor should be clear on what on the incoming structure of the paper. So there should be the thesis and outline. For example, after the cover page, we need to stack this paper. This is a model. So thesis statement, this means the problem or the question or the gap that we are going to solve, and after that the outline. Let's see the ideas that we are arranging in the identical forms, or we can indent this one part to develop the outline. Thank you very much. If you have any question, let me know, post your question and you will receive your responses. Thank you very much for your keen attention.